Hey, welcome back.
I was wondering whether we were back or not.
Three and Impossible.
I was about to.
What you about to do? Take a swig?
Water.
Today's show brought to you by Oliver Adams, aka Coach Oliver Adams. Trying to see what, like, we're streaming. Hey, shout out to our folks up there in Philly. Appreciate y'all. Our folks up in Chicago, Jersey.
Yeah.
Checking out today's show. I know, right?
We starting to turn that corner. This is you go in your closet and you're like, I can't do that. That's gonna be too hot, and it's not time for that. You know.
I didn't realize how many damn hoodies I had.
Dude, I was gonna say you good, but then like by 11 o'clock, that's gonna be too hot right there.
Yeah, I know, right? I got a t-shirt on. Yeah, we live now.
Atlanta.
You can go to Power. You can see us now.
We full Atlanta. Take Mike's sweater into consideration.
It's actually a hoodie, sir. It's not a
sweater. You know what I'm saying.
Shout out to Grady, baby. We full. Elam B. King is hanging out with us today. 3 and Impossible brought to you by Oliver Adams. We finally made it. We're live right now again.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Tasha. She said hello to us. Thank you for sharing the show this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Tasha, Elam said he's got to mess with Alexander's chest when he get into this new crib.
Yo, you were doing an amazing job. Absolutely, Tasha. I love what you're doing. I don't have that skill set. I've been looking at the pictures. I'm like, everything just looks so crisp.
Yeah.
That's like, did she shine that silver or something? Like, I don't know what, but that's amazing.
Hey, man, you got North Carolina's in the building. What up, Robert? Appreciate y'all for hanging out with us today. And once again, thank y'all for sharing the show today. 3 and Impossible brought to you by Elam B. King. I know you got a couple of them for us today. Let's start with that first jump.
Yeah, man. So here's the thing. And I actually posted this the other day, and it was so interesting to watch the comments, and there's only one male commented, and the rest were all female. So I was talking to a good friend of mine. We've been tight for a minute, probably over 20 years, and so he's been shacking for about 6-7 years now.
Okay, shacking meaning living with his girlfriend.
Yes,
okay.
his fiance.
Oh, it's fiance.
So they've been engaged probably for some years now, right?
Okay.
And so I'm always, every time I tell him, like, man, when you gonna go ahead and pull the trigger, go ahead and get married, right? He said, dog. And they have a son together. And he said, I've looked around, and I've seen a lot of my friends that have gotten married and they subsequently gotten divorced. Okay. And the impact that it's had on their lives, to whereas the things that they've lost financially is something that is highly impactful. Okay. And it does say the average man will take 3 to 5 years to recuperate after divorce. You're gonna hit rock bottom, be broke, and have to come back up. 3 to 5 years. And so looking at stats like that exist, the fact that your child will most likely go with the mother as well. So now you don't see the child either. Yep. And then so he said, but even if I put that to the side, one of the things that's been a contributing factor is because that the wife will stop having sex. Okay. And he said, so those two things I fear is that it's almost like they get married and the button clicks and you just boom, no sex, and then things get bad and I lose everything. Why would I want to do that? And I said, okay, well, with regard to the money wise, we could look at prenup. That could satisfy that.
Yep, that's
right?
easy.
And so I said, with regard to the sex part, kind of talking about communication and whatever, and the importance of staying in communication with intimacy, because a lot of times we don't do that after we get married. Right. And so I put it up on Facebook, and it was like the women that were hitting it, there was very few that gave resolution. It was more like defending, like, women aren't like that when we get married. It's not like you have to keep us in the mood and all this and that. And the accountability it was almost like Valentine's Day again. Like, hey, on this day, you have to do something, sir. Yeah. So, hey, intimacy in the home. Hey, you have to do something to keep me. And I'm kind of like, well, doesn't it go both ways? Don't two people have to stay in communication in the space?
So from your experience, like, is sex that big in relationships to where it's ultimately the demise of the relationship?
It can be. You have to think about those people who are physical touch. So just take, if we look at the 5 love languages, right? Let's just take 20%. Each one has 20%. No, none is bigger than the other. Okay. Right? So the physical touch people, that's 20%. Let's just take of the world, right? Is physical touch. So you not touching them, you not having intercourse with them, you not kissing, feeling. These individuals are gonna have a problem.
But on the flip side, though, sex is so. I get once again, ladies and gentlemen, disclaimer: I'm 51 years old.
Right.
So now, and we talked about, like, I'm a different chapter. Like, I'm in a different part of my life right now, right. As far as sex is concerned. Right. But mentally, you got to be up to have sex. I don't give a fuck if you male or female.
Right.
Mentally, your shit got to be together.
Right.
And if I'm in a relationship and mentally I'm not there, is that physical touch still that important to people?
What's important to a relationship is what's important for that relationship.
Okay.
So for yours, and let's okay, men after 40, our testosterone starts going in the opposite direction. We're not, what we were 15 and 20 years old, where you wake up in the morning with a surprise, right? Every morning, right?
I still do that. I just got to pee. That's what that is.
But it's kind of angling that is so difficult. You ain't a man on this planet that know, like when you got to pee and you wake up like that, it's horrible. But anyway.
I got a lesson for all the men out there as it pertains.
Got to pee sideways.
I'll tell you my secret during the break. How about that?
I'll be like sitting there like think about baseball, football, basketball, try to get out the mood. But that as your time goes on, that scale begins to tip. And it might not be for the 50-year-old, but here's the thing. But if you're in your 30s and you're married, and this is something important, what is the because there's 5 different types of intimacies, right? Most people just know about physical intimacy, but you also have emotional intimacy,
right?
You have intellectual, you have spiritual, you have experiential, and people only know about the physical one. So emotional intimacy, the connection of you for today, how am I feeling? How are you feeling, Michael?
Right.
That's your emotional intimacy. Then intellectual intimacy. Hey, what's going on at the radio station?
Yep.
What's going on with XYZ project that you have going on? So you not being in tune sometimes with somebody emotionally and intellectually can affect the physical.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So or maybe you're not doing your spiritual intimacy of prayer together and speaking from a godly perspective, right? And then the experiential, we're not doing anything together with the kids, with me and you, with the in-laws, whatever. So sometimes if you're not hitting these buckets, and I like to share with people that, if there is a spike in your home right now, I would ask you to look up the 5 intimacies, right? And ask yourself, hit each one of those bullet points. Which one of them are off? Mm-hmm. And then do the due diligence. People don't want to do the due diligence once they get married.
What do you mean by doing the due diligence, my brother?
Bottom line is they take each other for granted.
Yes.
They take each other for granted. And I'm talking about man to woman and woman to man.
Yeah, because they expect everything is going to stay the same.
Yes.
They expect it's going to be roses and unicorns and rainbows throughout the whole time of the relationship. And that shit don't work like that.
And you and Tasha, what, 23, 24 years?
25.
So 25 years, again, back to the love languages. Your love language can change every 10 to 15 years.
Yep.
All right. So let's just think about it. You could have flipped 2-3 times already for who you used to be from year 1 to year 25.
Clearly.
You could have gone 2 or 3 love languages in, and she could say, Tasha could be like, why? You wasn't like that when I met you. No, I wasn't. And I'm not supposed to be.
Right.
People try to weaponize change as if it's a bad thing. Anything that does not change will atrophy, AKA die. So you are supposed to evolve, and they are supposed to evolve, and you are supposed to pay attention to them evolving, and they're supposed to pay attention to you evolving.
Exactly.
Why is that so hard? Why is that so hard? It's a necessary ingredient for marriage.
Because I am not the same dude I was in 1994.
Yep.
And I am not the same person.
And he was talking about the guy the lead attorney. He's here located in Atlanta. My friend was talking about the lead attorney. It's
Johnny Cochran.
No, he has he has a podcast, lead attorney, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so he did a real big thing when Derek Jackson got caught out there or whatever. That's when I started paying attention to him, whatever. So he said that since he's an attorney, one of the things that he notices that for divorce, a lot of times somewhere around the second child, the sex drops off. Mm-hmm. I said, He said he noticed on the stats that somewhere around that second child, and I try to share with people that Lil Johnny and Lil Jimmy become the focus.
Yes.
Hormonally.
That's where all of the that's where all the arguments come from in a marriage.
Up to
with
7
kids.
All those who have no children, or all those that do, I want to share something with you. So something that Mike just said, but I want, again, go Google this, all right? Up to 70% of the arguments in a home can be from the children.
Yep.
The raising of them. You didn't pick up, you didn't drop off. How could you not? Them little jokers, they bring arguments.
When Malik was in middle school, when he was in middle school, Friday came around, I used to be like, because she used to get notifications,
right,
like when that grade dropped below a certain point. And Tasha's was, hey, if it dropped below a B, hey, it's going down on the weekend. Like,
right.
And the sad part about it is, if Malik got in trouble, not in trouble, but his grades were slipping, Everybody was on punishment.
That's why I pointed. I was like, you're in
Everybody
trouble.
was on goddamn punishment.
Yo,
Ain't nobody going nowhere.
But a woman is the temperature of the home. You know what I'm saying? The temperature of the home is the woman, right? A guy could come in heated. If mama is still up, yo, the kids are like, all right, we gonna live. If mama's up, so we gonna live. Daddy, mama down. Everybody like, yo, like, go in your room. What's up, Tasha? Thank you. So yeah, I'm telling you right now, it's kind of like, it goes both ways, and I think that the accountability, we need to really look at each other and say that the response, there is a responsibility to being married, right? And so I was sharing that with them, like it is a responsibility. It is something that you have to work on daily. Love is an action, right? It's not just a feeling. And so, but what I just didn't like is I'm not gonna say I didn't like, just the posts that were coming up. Number one, only one male responded, and he was just basically talking about communication, and I was just like, that's what I'm talking about, like, let's talk to each other. And he was cussing a little bit, whatever. It was kind of funny, but at the end of the day, he was kind of like, okay, let's talk, each side, versus 80% of the women was just like, it's not us, it's you, and you have to keep us in the mood.
But you know what though, for women though, like I put the responsibility on the woman too, because
it's on both.
If you're not communicating as well and letting folks know what you want,
that's what it is.
Then guess what? We're gonna take advantage of that shit. We're gonna assume that you're cool with this situation. If you're allowing me to shack up with you,
right?
If you allow me to say, hey, you know what? Let's get married. You're my fiance, and we ain't set no date, and the days just keep going by, and you ain't married this woman yet, but she allowed you to do it. I blame her.
And a lot of times, even with that shacking up, I was having a conversation with a group last week, and so people just like, well, you want to live together first, so that before you get married. You cannot unpack. Let's take you and Tasha, 25 years. Can I shack up? Can I live with anybody long enough to hit the level of challenges and the things that you went through in 25 years?
Hell no.
So in other words, it's not possible for me to hit your 25-year or your 15-year scenarios, your 10-year scenarios. So what's the real point in the shacking? It's let me just tiptoe into what it kind of, because you can't hit all the areas. Is there really a point in shacking up? Because you can't hit the 10. Okay, it got heated maybe year 10.
Now with us today, 3 of the possibles in the building. When we come back, we got your birthdays and shout outs. We also got a part 2 of asking for a friend.
Yeah, this is my best female friend came with something here. So it stems from Cardi B's song.
Why you goddamn talking like that?
I'm just saying, after the water. See, water does that. It just.
Hey, Elam's doing voicemails for y'all today.
I'm working on my voiceover. Yeah. There's some money in there.
If y'all want y'all voicemail done by Elam B. King, just let us know what song you want, and
Get
Elam
that baby
got
face.
you. $8. That's it. Just $8. Hey, don't go nowhere.
Can't come to the phone right now.
We'll be right back. It's mornings. It's 3 of the possible right here on Power 108.9. Let go.
If you're a content creator, social media socialite, influencer, or simply love to record current events, you need the Joystick. The Joystick is an essential tool for every type of digital content creator. It holds 2 or more mobile phones or tablets, allowing users to stream and record hands-free on multiple apps simultaneously. And it's lightweight and portable. For more information or to purchase your Joystick today, visit our website at www.joystick.com.
Yo, it's Michael McFadden of Power 108.9, and I want to ask you a question. Are you looking for a new house? If so, you need to holler at our guy, the mortgage guy, Alvin Jameson. AlvinJameson.com. Yeah, Alvin like the chipmunk, and Jameson like that fine whiskey. Not only can he help you on the purchase of that new home, he can also assist you on that refinance as well. So whether it's FHA, conventional, and of course that VA home loan that you sitting on right now, yo, call Alvin Jameson. 404-587-9033. Once again, 404-587-9033. Trust the guy we trust here at Power 108.9. Alvin Jameson. AlvinJameson.com, or just call him 404-587-9033. And of course, tell him you heard it right here on Power 108.9. Let's go. You can't even come over.
You got the blocker.
Yes.
Oh man,
Yes.
you gifted. I put that in my bed. My wife.
I've always, but see, my thing is this: with that type of bed, I've always wondered, does it help you leverage? You know what I'm saying, when you're handling business, right?
Well, we're over 50,
right.
so
The side
Leverage.
is spit, swipe, stick. Spit, swipe, stick. Spit, swipe, stick.
and dismount.
It's time for us to go to commercial.
Power 108.9, a station for the people.
Girl, it's your birthday.
Welcome back. Mornings with 3 and the Possible. Elam B. King is in the building today. Did Cole ever text us back?
Man, he ain't even. And then, your call has been forwarded.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. Hey, if you're celebrating a
I gotta
birthday
hear this.
today, guess what? Happy birthday to you. Birthdays are being brought to you by Oliver Adams, a.k.a. Coach Oliver Adams, who always reminds us that true power comes from the inside of you. And once the power to live is ignited, change happens immediately. Hey, you grab a copy of his latest book. It's called Fix Your Credit, Transform Your Life. And you can check it out on his website, oliveradams.com. March 18th, celebrating birthdays today. Got to say happy birthday to Adam Levine, frontman from Maroon 5.
Okay, yeah. That's right.
43 years old today. Also celebrating a birthday today. Dana. What is Dana's last name? Dana. Oh, I'm trying to remember
Ball
it.
player, radio
Queen
show.
Latifah. Queen Latifah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her first name is Dana.
Okay.
You didn't know that?
I heard of it.
Yeah, Dana. Let me see.
She just, she does a lot of sitcoms and stuff like that.
Nah, she's on a news show called The Equalizer, I think it is on
That's
CBS.
been out for a minute.
Yeah, I think Tasha watches that show. But yeah, Dana something. I can't even name it right. But anyway,
Right.
Happy birthday, Queen Latifah. She
Okay.
is 52.
I was gonna say, how old is Oh, okay. So
Yeah, she's 52
okay.
years old today. So happy birthday, Dana.
Looks good too. Looks good.
Also celebrating birthdays today. Let's see who else is on this list. I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know you. Vanessa Williams is celebrating a birthday.
Oh, with her fine self.
Yes, not the New Jack City Vanessa Williams. We're talking about the Miss America Vanessa Williams,
Who's the singer
an actress.
and actress? Yes.
Yes,
And Playboy. And
Nah, she did Hustler.
was a hustler.
I think she did Hustler.
She's still beautiful.
Yeah. Did you
She's
see
a
that
beautiful
spread in
woman.
Hustler though?
Yes.
Yeah, that was. Did you see China, the wrestler?
No.
You remember China?
I've heard of her. I
had to see that one.
Ooh.
Too, so. But anyway, yeah, happy birthday to her, Vanessa Williams, 59 years old today.
she's fine.
Yeah, shout out to her. Happy birthday, Vanessa Williams. Also celebrating birthdays today. I don't know none of y'all. Who is this? Yeah, I just go down to birthdays to people that I know and recognize. Like some of these people I don't know. So
I don't know
that's
anybody
it.
that's. My daughter's is around the corner. Shout out to Keisha Bryan. Hers is gonna be the 25th.
Okay.
She will be 28 years old. So,
Wow.
And y'all can follow her on Millionaire and purchase her recipe book and all that. She's really killing it right now. She's doing an amazing job.
Nice. Hey, check this out. If you are celebrating birthday today, happy birthday to you from us. Mornings with Michael and friends, 3 and the Possible, and of course, Coach Oliver Adams. Hey, check out his website, oliveradams.com. If y'all need a little motivation, a little push, all that good stuff, check my man out. Hey, we got 3 and the Possibles in the building today. My man Elam B. King, and y'all know when we do this show right here, we always talk about asking for a friend.
Yeah.
So if you ever want your question answered on the show, you can just jump in Elam's DM, and I think he requires you to leave your telephone number as well.
Yes, just for follow up.
Just for follow up to make sure I answer the question correctly.
Want to see what the ringback tone is.
Hey, Cindy, shout out to Cindy B. Last night, Cindy B was in the studio with us. Well, she was doing her show, The Unbroken Experience, last night. And all year, she's talking about it's a jungle out here. That's
Right.
her theme as far as the dating world.
Okay.
Cindy and Coach have been married for like 12 years or so.
Good.
And that's what she's talking about, dating in 2022 versus how we were growing up, and she's asking the question, you know, is it a jungle out here for real? Do you think it's a jungle out here in the dating world?
I think that it is a jungle out here in the dating world back then, and I think it's a jungle out right now. I don't think that it's any different, but I am going to share. So actually, I shout out to Joy Stokes. She posted something on her TikTok or Instagram yesterday, and this is for particularly my ladies that want to get married, or even those gentlemen or whatever. It was an example of a flower.
Okay.
And it said that a flower doesn't worry about the bee.
Okay.
A flower grows and maximizes itself, and then the bee comes.
Okay.
And so if you think about that from a relationship perspective, people are just thinking about, okay, let's just say, let's just use ladies, right? That normally want to get married, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I got to go to this club, or I got to wear this type of outfit, or I got to talk like this in order to attract a man. I want to get married, right? I want to attract a man, right? Instead of just being the best you can be first.
Right.
You know, walking in purpose, understanding, having a level of self-awareness, knowing your worth, knowing that, you know, no, you cannot just shack up with me, right? And so with that, and being that best person, and then understanding the law of attraction and how it will bring the bee to you. I know it doesn't look like the bee is not coming. We don't know what your story is. Maybe you're not supposed to get married until you're 45. Maybe you're supposed to get married when you're 19. Maybe you're not supposed to get married till you're 55. Maybe you were supposed to get divorced twice. We don't know what's in divine order, particularly my believers. We don't know what's in your divine order. So, you know, pay attention to being the best you first, and that person is going to come.
I love that manifesting. Like, people don't realize the power of manifesting shit.
Right.
Let's be real.
Right. Yep.
You
speaking into existence what your thoughts are. So a man thinketh, so it shall be.
Exactly. So if you going out, if believe it or not, it is really this simple. If your mindset is, man, these women out here ain't shit, these men out here ain't shit, then guess who you gonna bump into every day? Men and women that ain't shit.
But that's real though. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead, because you was
go.
It's because I like to say this: if God created the world with His mouth, He didn't. You know, in there, don't talk about He spoke everything into existence.
Great point.
Right? So if He spoke the world into existence, and He's in us, what does that say about the power of your words? Nobody, we can say from making $1 zillion to cheating to even we'll even go from a crime perspective.
Did you say $1 zillion?
Yeah.
Is that a real number?
Again, after the trillion, right? It'll be in the next spending bill. But you know, you think first, then you go do.
Right.
Even people who cheat, I say nobody wakes up in the morning and just like, today I'm going to go cheat. They don't do that. They have thought this thing out to some degree before they operate in it, right? So if everything comes with a thought first, you got to pay attention to your thoughts and think about what that's attracting.
Yeah.
Right. And then let's come out of the subcultures, people, of that you have to go somewhere specifically or you have to use this online thing. Yes, we know. Do I know some people who got married from eHarmony? Yes. That's not going to work out for you. Okay.
And yes, we know some folks that got smashed on Tinder.
That's what I'm saying. So it's kind of like, oh, I got to put myself in a place where people are in order to get with.
No.
But then I say something simple as, what's your love language? And they're just like, I heard of those.
I heard of those,
you know, or you know, what's your path? Where do you really want? I don't know. Right now I'm trying to rediscover myself. Okay, if you're trying to rediscover yourself, if you want to date, fine. Date for entertainment. Don't commit to anybody. Commit to yourself first. So when you say, is it a jungle out here? Yes, the jungle is people are more focused on they instead of me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, check this out. Shout out to Crystal from Crystal with Love. Y'all can check her out weekly, Power 108.9, noon on Tuesdays. She had Rebecca Lynn Pope, and I think it was Rebecca that said that. And Rebecca been kicking it with us back in the Sensation Station days, same as you. Right. But anyway, Rebecca has a new show out coming out.
Shout out to him.
Marry Me Now. That's her new show on OWN.
Okay.
But she made a comment, and I think it was Rebecca who said this. Like, before she got married, her mindset was in the dating world for her. She was like, so here's the deal. Mm-hmm. My plan is to get married.
Right.
Like, we ain't gonna be goddamn. Yeah, we can date, but I want to let you know what my vision is. Right. This is what I'm working towards. I ain't trying to, you know, just let you come get. No, here's the plan. Do you see more women doing that now? About it, just letting people know where they want to go, where she wants to go.
I will say that in my camp, yes, because if you're not gonna be friends with me and you don't talk like that, you know what I'm saying? At some point, I'm gonna reach over and influence and say, hey, we grown. We're on our 40s. What are you doing?
Right.
You're in your 30s. You know what I'm saying? 20s, I'll give 20s a chance to just figure yourself out.
True.
Right? I know you think you're grown, but you're not. Okay? And it's not that nobody, I don't, you know what? Let me not talk down in that manner. I'm just saying it's okay if you're still in that discovery mode.
Yeah.
But, you have to, it sounds like Cindy knows her worth. And I think that ladies, and even men as well, you have to know your worth and planning out. Stop going to the television and start telling your own vision, right?
Facts.
Know what your expectations are. What are your non-negotiables? What do you have to have, right? Because then when you meet somebody, you know that, okay, here's my bucket. In here is some wants and there's some needs. This need is what I need to have. Bam. Is that congruent with you? Oh, okay. This is another need that I have to have, right? Okay, here's the want that's over here. There's some women are just like, listen, I have a friend right now that's just like, yo, look, I don't want to pay the mortgage. So I'm going to let him know that up front, that when we get married, I don't want to pay the mortgage. Now, I got you on the bills over here. I'll take care of the utilities, but I feel like that a man needs to pay the mortgage.
But that goes off to another, like a totally different conversation, Elam, because for me personally, like to me that shit don't make no sense.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
That shit don't make no sense.
I get it. That's not a need in my opinion, but that's what she wants to say, right?
Because like we said, like in a marriage, like, and I've used this example all the time. If we're married, right? Say my wife does, not say like even today, like she does better than I do financially, right? From a W-2 status, right? If my wife is, and I'm just throwing numbers out there, like I'm just throwing like back in the 90s, if my wife is making $40,000 a year, and I'm making $25,000 a year, we make $65,000 a year.
I agree.
There's nobody's taking their check, and I'm not saying, okay, I'm gonna pay this bill, and that bill, and you take care of it. What the fuck is that? Well, I don't understand that, Elam.
Well, here's the thing. Finances is the number 2 reason for divorce. All right. And with divorce happening at least a rate of 50% inside of the U.S., it's clear that a lot of people are ending because of divorce. That comes down. Whether that it's the paying the mortgage or whatever case it be, just make sure you have the conversation.
Yes.
Because there's a responsibility that exists in there. Some people do have 2 separate bank accounts. Some people have same joint bank accounts. We never did the joint, especially once technology came around the corner. You can just transfer money so easily now, whatever case it be. There wasn't really a need to have the joint account. I really would just give my check and say, hey, I'm taking my check and shelling off 90% of it to her. Hey, you go pay the bills. I don't feel like doing any of that, right? So...
You ain't got no damn salad on that old ass Android. Nah, I'm messing with you.
I know, right? But so at the end of the day, it's just something. Whatever, dude. Damn iPhone people, I can't stand y'all. But it is. It's.
But I know I put us in we was having a different conversation. Yeah, my bad. We was in a different conversation. But I do want to go back to the asking for a friend, man. We were talking about. Yeah. I think it had to do with a song or something.
Yeah. Like man. So So in the same night as my homeboy called me, my homegirl Adrienne E. Bell called me, right? So and we were talking about, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna bring this up at asking for a friend. So she was just like. Just talking about the Cardi B song, and I don't know which one it is, but it's like the beginning of it says broke ends don't get no booty, right? Okay. That's the PG version of it, right? So she said, okay, well, if broke dudes don't get no booty, what type of woman doesn't get any sex from a dude?
No dingling?
Yeah. So what? Because we can't say, because remember the man's supposed to be making the money, right? So you can't say broke women don't get no. So what? Because there's plenty of broke women.
There's a lot of them out here.
That they can get totally towed down. There's people like, you ain't got no money, but just come on over, right? So and there are some broke dudes that's getting some too, right? But there's more broke women. So you can't. So what type of women? And when she said it, I was like this.
Wow, that's very interesting.
It stumped me for a second because I was like, well, we can't say broke women. We can't say, non-spiritual women. We can't say a woman that doesn't want to work. We can't say, you can't look at size from plus size to a beanpole. So what type of woman does not get any D? You know what I'm saying? Like what? Think about it. That's how society has tricked us, gentlemen. That any type of woman can get it. That's a problem.
Look, I always say, I think I talked about this last week.
That's a problem.
A great point. So, if I was back in these
Smart
streets,
ones, dumb ones, they all can get it.
if your goddamn tires don't match, you ain't getting none of this thinking.
Well, you know what? Honestly, when I was at Hampton, no lie, I'm gonna tell you what my standard was. See, the other people out here might not have no standard. When I was at Hampton, if you had below a 3.0, I could not mess with you.
How did you know though?
That was the second question I would ask the average woman.
But they can lie.
I know you could, but I would. That's at least you better lie. If you say 2.9, we can't talk. I'm telling you, if you
so
damn
goddamn shallow.
because you got to remember, I'm at Hampton, right? The 13-1. It's nothing but dimes walking around. I can be so if you got a 2.9 and you fine, there's a 3.0 waiting to happen around the corner. So I didn't have to press. So if you had below a 3.0, there was one person that I talked to, and she had a 2.8, and I struggled.
Yeah.
I struggled, but she had.
You still?
I still.
You went
That was the only one under 3.0.
Chris Brown had